Am I the asshole for shutting down a girl's attempt to diagnose me with an eating disorder? I lost my left leg when I was very young from a hospital-acquired infection. I have a prosthetic leg which I use for walking and another one for running and exercise. When I was on my parents' health insurance growing up, I got refitted regularly as I grew up. Now I'm too old to be on my parents' insurance, and while my company's insurance is considered very good, getting a new leg or getting adjustments for body weight changes are still expensive. I expect to be paying a fortune if I get pregnant. So I try my best to stay the same weight, and if I gain some weight I can immediately feel it becoming less comfortable to walk. Anyway, a friend's GF and I were talking and she began remarking on how I'm not eating much. We were out to dinner and I just was having a soup and salad and everyone else was having baby back ribs. I'd stolen a few of my BF's plate, but generally I was trying to eat light. I said I was trying to lose a few pounds and she immediately assured me I was beautiful the way I was and I didn't need to lose weight. I told her I know I am, but losing weight helps with my mobility. She began diagnosing me with an eating disorder, saying I must have a delusion I was very heavy and having issues walking. I was pissed and she sounded super condescending and blurted out she had no business talking down to me about my weight, even if it was to tell me not to change it. The other people overheard and the GF got really embarrassed and left with my friend soon after. My BF thinks I should have explained why I need to keep my weight the same, but I don't think I should have to pull out my disability to get her to shut up. With long loose pants it's often hard to tell I have a prosthetic leg. I don't know if she knew, but I didn't feel like justifying why my weight needed to stay the same. But am I the asshole for shutting down her attempts to diagnose me with an eating disorder? Not the asshole. Bringing up a potential eating disorder in casual dinner conversation is rude as hell and she should be embarrassed about it. Not the asshole. She's not qualified to diagnose you, and people who do can cause serious damage. It's none of her business either way. It's also shallow of her to take your health concerns and make it about being beautiful. Not the asshole. But you missed a great opportunity to say, "Are you kidding? I put away food so fast they say I must have a hollow leg," followed by the big reveal. Not the asshole. You don't have to have an eating disorder to try to maintain weight. You mentioned mobility. I assume she didn't ask anything further about that, but mobility can actually cover huge amount of issues, not just prosthetics. Maybe you had an injured knee or back and keeping the weight helps you manage the issue. I think you were in your right to shut her down. If you think a basically stranger has an eating disorder, for fuck's sake do not comment on their body, food, or try to diagnose them. It's kind of an extremely sensitive, personal, and embarrassing topic. Eating out with an ed is hard enough as it is. Please don't make the internal screaming harder to ignore by reminding me it's there. That's assuming big ask that you're actually right and not that the anti-science side of body positivity just rotted your brain. Not the asshole, and she was very insensitive. Her remarks could have triggered or shamed someone who was in recovery from an ed. Not the asshole. Your medical history is none of her business, and you were perfectly civil until she kept pushing it. Clear. Not the asshole. It was simply none of her business what you ate or how much. She overstepped, and if she was embarrassed, she did it to herself. Not the asshole. You don't have to explain yourself or apologize to anyone. Not. You don't need to explain your medical history. She was in no place to say anything. She didn't know you and assumed you had an eating disorder. Eating